Welcome to Rapid Motion Africa. This week we head down to East London Grand Prix Circuit for round 3 of the Pro Tour, where we pick up on action with the Goldwagen Volkswagen Challenge and Formula V. As always, this Volkswagen Challenge action is brought to you by Goldwagen. The Goldwagen Volkswagen Challenge field is growing in numbers every single time they get out onto a race circuit, and there was no difference here in East London as we saw brand new drivers coming to the field and competing for the first time this season. Some brand new vehicles also made their way down to the East London Grand Prix Circuit, and Ray Wilford, who is second in the championship behind George Economides, has changed from the Volkswagen Golf into a Class A Polo. That's a big change for him. Voldy Mikey's still in there with Class P. He's in third place. As we see the Tim Yan car of Anton Kriel coming up to take his position on the front row of the grid. He'll be alongside pole position man Ray Wilford. And then we move a little bit further down to the championship contenders in Class P. Voldy Mikey's and Derek Smallberger on the fourth row of the grid in 6th and 7th.
You come from a hard school of racing. You learnt your racing against some serious competitors.
Yes, we came into the Old Polo Cup Series in 2001 and got thrown onto Kyalami, and the people I met there was Mr. Pepper and Graham Nathan and Irving and Michael Neil Stevens. Yeah. And they showed me the ropes around the corner, but we learned to drive a car in about 5 laps.
I bet you did. Yeah. And the other thing, you have raced here before, which makes a difference for East London, and that sort of experience you just gone by.
No, absolutely, Roger. If you have been here once and you've been through Potters, you know what to expect, other than some of the other people. You know it once you've been on the track. You don't see it on TV and you know the track.
A big surprise for Kieran Kwambi to put it on pole position ahead of Robbie Prius. Craig Murray and Chad Bartram on the second row, right on their tail though.
Yeah, it's extremely close. Rob Prius is right behind me. Most of the guys are doing around about the same times. And it's awesome to have pole. First time, it's great.
As we wait for the race to get underway, race 1, it'll be 10 laps, and joining me in the commentary booth, my fellow commentator for Goldwagen Volkswagen Challenge, Graham Nathan.
Thanks, Greg, and as you can see off the line goes Ray Wilford with a perfect start. Let's have a look from Jürgen Pulloff's car, who's gone to the outside, going down to Potter's Pass. He's gone down. He's going to try and go around the outside of the fastest corner. Oh, missing a gear there, unfortunately, allowing Wayne Masters up the inside of him. Can he hold on to it around the outside? Doing a great job here. What an awesome field of cars coming down to for the first time down to Cochabana. The Polo of Eddie Rodriguez up into third position. That's the first time he's been there all season. Let's go back on board with Heinz Bazet. He's going around the outside again as everybody lines up, trying to block the inside into Cochabana. Let's see if he can do it around the outside.
He's right on the tail of Wayne Masters, and Wayne Masters in that brand new Golf 4 of his. Remember, he was out a couple of times in the Polo, and he's decided to go to a Golf, so that's another one of the new cars out there. And Wayne Masters still in Jonas Way colours as we see Ray Wilford out ahead of Anton Kriel and Eddie Rodriguez.
Ray Wilford under huge pressure now. The whole bunch of these guys want a piece of that man, but the guys are going at it nice and sensibly. No banging, no bashing. Oh, and Wayne Masters slides up the inside of Quinton Thompson. Says, thank you very much. If you leave the door open, I'll have that. Jürgens also now wants a piece of Quinton Thompson, but he slams the door in front of him, and up to Beacon Bend they go.
This is a very difficult part of the circuit now. They've come out of the complex, and up to the Beacon corner is where the braking is going to be taking place. And that's a great bit of braking there from Etienne Prinsloo to go up the inside of Henry van Vletter, and he makes it stick right into fourth place on the tail of Eddie Rodriguez. We go on board with Voldy Mikey's now. This is the head of the Class P positions at the moment, just behind a battle here that is raging. And these Class P cars very, very quick down here, Graham, as you can see.
As you can see, the slipstreaming plays in a great role here because the Polos have got better aerodynamics compared to the Golfs, and you'll have a look a little bit later on that they actually manage to go straight up the inside sometimes. But having a look again on board with Jürgen Pullofer, that's flat out through Potter's Pass. As you can see, and as you can hear, these cars are wide open. He does not lift at all. Going into rifle range down, and on the brakes now, Anton Kriel really putting a whole bunch of pressure on Ray Wilford.
Wilford coming under some extreme pressure here as they come into Cochabana, and now along the beach straight. He has a little bit more pressure a little bit further on in the field as well. Looks like Jürgen Pilloff has got ahead of Thompson now. So nice bit of driving there from Quinton Thompson. He unfortunately has fallen back behind Jürgen Pilloff, but he has got a battle on his hands here. There's no doubt Golf side by side as we're on board here with the Albatross Motors car of Voldy Mikey's.
Yeah, Voldy's watching Quinton Thompson and Andy Gossman ever go at each other, but let's go back to the front of the field where Ray Wolford is under huge pressure from Anton Kriel. Whoa, a little bit of a slide. The pressure was too big. Anton has put enough pressure on him and he's made an error, an uncharacteristic error for Ray Wolford. Now he is going to work, but watch how the slipstreaming is going to work for this man now with this new motorcar. It is a better, smoother and slipperier motorcar down the straight where the Golf is a little bit of a brick.
Yeah, unfortunately there for Ray Wolford. Ray Rallycross Wolford coming out of the complex, getting it sideways onto the dirt, and he's fallen way back and into some pressure now from Wayne Masters. Barry Groenewald up the inside and pushing hard. These Polo boys do not give an inch. Heinz Bozé has got some serious pressure on his tail with the likes of Kieran Kwambi as we get on board with him heading down the main straight.
Kieran Kwambi is following Dean Ball, who's one of the local chaps and also one of the national contenders of the latest Polos. Dean Ball is now going to have a look up the inside. He's using that slipstream effect to absolute perfection. As you can see, he's actually having to brake because the car is going so quick. Back in behind one of the B-class cars where Kieran leaves it wide open to catch up to the back of them.
Nice bit of driving from Kieran Kwambi. He's right on the tail there as we go to the front of the field. It's Etienne Prinsloo now starting to put some pressure onto the leader, Anton Kriel, at the front of the field in the Timian car. But here comes Ray Wolford. He's bringing it back big time, and he wants to go back to the front of this field as quickly as possible.
Ray Wolford is kicking himself for making that error, and he's going to try and make it right as quickly as he possibly can. As we can see on board here with Jürgen, he's trying as well. He's going to catch up. Watch how the cars queue up as they get to the braking zone. Jürgens is actually going to be able to close up on them quite major. Whole bunch of smoke. Was there something on the track? Is it slippery? No. And he goes through. Perfect stuff.
Rallycross Wolford once again, little bit of wheels on the dirt. But look how tight it is between these boys. You can throw the proverbial blanket over these boys, there's no doubt. As they come out of the complex now and head up towards Beacon, Jürgen Pullofer in the slipstream now on Wayne Masters' Jonas Way car. Is he going to be able to make the braking maneuver stick as they get to the top?
Let's have a look. See, Anton Kriel is playing Dr. Block, and Etienne Prinsloo decides, well, I'll go around you. But he's made a little mistake. He put two wheels on the grass. Let's have a look. Heinz Bozé is following Craig Murray. Let's see what happens here. Heinz looks like he's going in a little bit wide. Oh, Murray getting it a little bit sideways. That's why Heinz went wide. Dean Ball shoves it up the inside, says, I'll have that position, thank you very much. And this is where the slipstreaming effect starts again. Heinz's car looks like it's got a bit of a horsepower problem, but you'll probably see at the bottom of the main straight, he'll be right back there because Heinz Bozé is no slouch on the brakes.
Here he comes, and Kieran Kwambi up the inside there of one of the Polos. Nice bit of driving. He's got ahead of Clayton LaRue. So Clayton LaRue had no answer to Kieran Kwambi's pace, but that was all about the slipstream effect. There we got a prime example of it. The Golf not as aerodynamic as that Polo, but because he was in the slipstream, he was able to get past him down the straight. Now he's going to try and hang on to it as they get down towards Cochabana and onto the brakes.
As you can see, Kieran's going up the inside to block that position. And a great bit of outbraking stuff there on Heinz Bozé. He closed the gap huge. But let's have a look at this. Etienne Prinsloo going up the inside of Anton Kriel. Can he make it stick this time? He is definitely going to make it stick. And also Ray Wolford goes up the inside of Henry van Vletter. Jürgen Pullofer, a little bit too much, a little bit too soon, and off he goes. Unfortunate for him. I'm sure he's kicking himself with that error.
Sideways action once again in Goldwagen Volkswagen Challenge as they come up towards Beacon one more time. It's a new second place man. Ray Wolford has got up to second. He's ahead of Eddie Rodriguez, but Rodriguez is coming back at him. And look at that! Oh, big braking there from Rodriguez. Only just missing that Polo. The Fuchs Titan Polo there of Ray Wolford nearly had Rodriguez in the passenger seat.
Up the inside of Heinz Bozé goes Clayton LaRue, almost opening the door wide enough for Kieran Kwambi to come through as well. Derek Smallberger right behind them as well. The Polos are getting stuck in amongst the Class B cars. The Class B cars are not letting the Polos go. Stuart Mack slipstreaming Chad Bartram, who's slipstreaming Derek Smallberger, who's slipstreaming Heinz Bozé. This is going to be wild at the bottom of the straight.
It's a steam train as they come through Rifle. This is where you don't want to have anybody hitting the brakes because something can go seriously wrong here as they come through Rifle. This is Rifle. Look at this, on board with Heinz Bozé. Absolutely flat out stuff. He doesn't come off the accelerator whatsoever. And now waiting for the brake mark to come up. There you can see, nice bit of braking. Late braking there from Kieran Kwambi to get up the inside of Clayton LaRue. Has he been able to make it stick side by side? Looks like somebody might be up the inside here as well. Yes, Smallberger. Can you handle it? Derek Smallberger forcing him wide. And here comes Chad Bartram as well.
Chad Bartram said to Heinz Bozé, I'll have a bit of that. You ride on the grass? I got you, man. And he's got to do all that work one more time. Unbelievable stuff. And there comes Stuart Mack as well. Thank you very much, Heinz Bazet. You lose a bit of drive, I'll take that. Heinz is working really, really hard here. He's making that car, whoa, slip and slide, but he is trying so hard.
Jose losing 5 positions in one corner. Can you believe that action? And that's exactly what happens here in the Goldwagen Volkswagen Challenge. Up towards Beacon Corner now. It's LaRue from Kwambi. Then we got Smallberger and, of course, Bartram and Mack as we go on board with Stuart Mack up towards Beacon Corner. Is he going to be able to make an outbraking maneuver here? I'm not quite sure if he's close enough. But look at this. Derek Smallberger and Kieran Kwambi up the inside of Clayton LaRue. Not this time. LaRue just hangs on, but only just.
Derek Smallberger is now going to dive in behind Kieran Kwambi. I'm sure there it is. And he's going to try and use that slipstream to get right past Clayton LaRue. Let's have a look if it works down the bottom at Potter's Pass. But this is flat out stuff. These cars are so evenly matched. Here it comes. Kieran Kwambi up the inside. Clayton LaRue around the outside. Derek Smallberger up the inside with him, forcing Clayton to go around the outside. That is some really, really brave stuff from Clayton LaRue.
Yeah, Graham, you'll know a little bit more about this than what I do as they come through Rifle Corner, but we go back to the front of the field. It's the Tim Young car of Anton Kriel. He might have left his braking a little bit too late here, or has he been able to make it stick? Great move there from Anton Kriel, getting ahead of Ray Wolford. Not an easy thing to do.
Ray Wolford is definitely like, oh, Stuart Mack off at Cochabana. The worst place on the racetrack to fall off. And he manages to stop it. Unbelievable stuff. Well done, Stuart. But Chad Bottom says, thank you very much. I'll have that error. Maybe Chad put a little bit of pressure on him going through rifle range, but the game is on. Derek Smallberger up the inside. Is he trying to pass somebody or is he trying to block? Stuart goes past Chad. Chad's car doesn't seem to be quite as quick as Stuart's one. Here we go down to the complex. Let's have a look. Tire smoke. Unreal stuff. Slip and slide and the guys get it through. Amazing. Pressure all the time. This is like the Nationals.
It's even better than the Nationals at some point. I tell you something, these boys are not giving any inch and they're not asking for anything as well as they come out of the complex now and head up towards Beacon. Look at how close it is between Bartram and Mack. It's also going to be tight up between Smallberger and Clayton LaRue. Smallberger up the inside now, looking back at the silver car on the inside line. We've got Kieran Kwambi looking for a way past Grunewald as well. Look at this late braking from Derek Smallberger and he gets it. Can you handle that bit of action? That's the way to do it, Derek Smallberger. But you're going to have LaRue and the entire golf field behind you for the slipstream effect down towards Rifle.
Barry Grunewald, who's ahead of the whole lot, is going to suck that whole train down to Cochabana. Watch Kieran Kwambi on Barry Grunewald. You can actually hear Kieran having to lift every now and then just to make sure that he doesn't slam into the back of Barry Grunewald going down into Rifle range. Flat out stuff. Kieran is doing a superb job here. He cannot see further than the bonnet of his motor car. Let's have a look down at the bottom of the main straight. Anton Kriel going to have a look again up the inside. No, not this time. And Eddie Rodriguez sitting there going, come on guys, the first error you guys make, I'm going to have this one. Eddie Rodriguez tries to get a better drive than Anton Kriel. Let's see if he can make it stick into the S's. He has made it stick already. Look at that. Some awesome stuff from young Eddie Rodriguez. The first time he's been up there, but he's making a great job of it.
No, he's doing a superb effort there, and here comes Wayne Masters as well. Masters using the inside of the track at the same time, looking for a way past that Tim Young car. It's Ray Wilford from Rodriguez. Then we got Anton Kriel and Wayne Masters in the Jonas Ray Tools car.
Wayne Masters putting a whole bunch of... Oh, there's the pressure again. Let's see if Wayne Masters can use the slingshot effect to go up the inside of Anton Kriel. That Tim Young car is going to have to try and crowd the road, otherwise he's going to lose that position. Let's have a look here. Wayne Masters up the inside going into Beacon Bend. I'm sure this is very close to the last lap. And there it is. Wayne makes it stick. Anton has no option but to go from second to fourth in 2 corners. That is hard stuff. This is what this racing is all about. Let's have a look down to the... Oh, this is to the line. Eddie Rodriguez and Ray Wolford. Who is going to get it? And Ray Wolford manages right at the end. Wayne Masters and Anton Kriel. And a bumping between Barry Grunewald and Derek Smallberger. To the line. Let's see who does it. Barry goes, hey, what is your problem? And Derek just takes evasive action. Let's have a look, see. Let's see who gets it. Either Derek or Barry. Is it going to be? Looks like Derek to me.
Unbelievably close racing as per usual in Goldwagen Volkswagen Challenge. The top 4 being split by 1 second across the line. Wolford, Rodriguez, Kriel and Masters. Baldy Mikey's taking Class P and Craig Murray taking Class B. A bit further down, it was Smallberger who hung on to that lead just ahead of Barry Grunewald. But the little touch between the two of them, I'm sure, will raise its head in the second heat.
So Ray, nice win and another nice win.
It was a good one. I didn't expect it. With the new car, we pretty much put it together in a month, and I was impressed with it. But what a good race! It really was tight. And Eddie pulled it out the bag and came right up front, and he actually put me under pressure, and we finished a car length away from each other, less than a car length.
At the beginning, you guys, about 7 of you in that pack fighting it out. I suppose it's quite wild there, right?
Yes, it is, especially the first 2 or 3 laps. It is pretty tight, and just after that, things settle down a little bit, and you can make your move and plan what you're going to do, you know.
So Craig, another good win there, and a nice circuit to do it.
Roger, this place is unbelievable. I tell you, the first time I got in the car, I couldn't believe the power. And we also put in lots of work. I wasn't on the pace. We battled a bit. But I managed to get it all together through the polos and all of that and stick my nose through there.
It was a real wild battle there, and Kieran was not too far behind you.
Yes, he was battling to get through, but we had to fight. I was neck and neck through Potters and Rifle or the polos, 2 abreast. I tell you what, it's something else. We don't get speed like that in Joburg.
And the slipstream, you use that at all?
I tried to. I can slipstream 2 or 3 laps, and then the temperature starts climbing. So I did that, and then you come out, but you got to use that, yeah.
Well, Graham, here we go again. Race 2, 10 laps of action. Another good start from Ray Wilford. Also a nice one there from the Timyan car, and already bumping and barging.
Absolutely. Great start there from Ray Wilford. And having a look further down the field, we've got Jake Jacobs, who's just using a little bit of the infield, a bit of the grass, whatever it takes. He's going through down to the first corner. Valdi Mankis is going to show us how to go around here. Whoa, running a little bit wide, or being pushed wide by Derek Smallberger. Derek has now gone into the lead of the Class P cars. He is on a mission of note. Earlier he took Barry out, and he's just decided he's going to win. End of story. I'm going to the front. Let's have a look at the brakes at the bottom. Looking at Eddie Rodriguez up the inside. Can he make it stick? Oh, a little bit too late, Eddie. Eddie has tasted the lead in the previous race, and he wants a bit of it. Wayne Masters running wide. Quinton Thompson running wide. There's action aplenty. Look at this on board with Barry Grunewald. He dives in behind Valdi Mankis, who is in behind Derek Smallberger up the inside down to the S's. There is going to be a crash. This can only end up in tears. Let's have a look here. Andy Gossman on the outside. Derek Smallberger up the inside. Gossman, tyre smoke. Valdi over the grass. Oh, sideways. Around the outside goes Barry Grunewald, making Valdi Mankis hold it really tight round. Barry Grunewald doing a great job there to miss the crash. Quinton Thompson up the inside of Clayton LaRue. Valdi Mankis now behind Barry Grunewald going, all right, I've made my error. Let's see if you can make it stick for the rest of the game. And he's going to put pressure on him up at Beacon Bend, I'm sure of that.
There's no doubt. Here comes the pressure. Barry Grunewald is about to feel some Valdi Mankis pressure on his tail as they come under the braking. And look at this. You can read exactly where he's coming from and what religion he is through the back of his exhaust.
Absolutely. But down the straight goes Ray Wilford, Eddie Rodriguez, Henry Frontfeder, Wayne Masters, Anton Kriel, Jürgen Pullerfoot, Derek Smallberger, and Andy Gossman. But let's have a look down at Potter's Pass, because Valdi Mankis has gone up the inside of Barry Grunewald. Here it comes. Anton Kriel has got a freight train of polos. It's Valdi, Barry, Clayton, Heinz. And then Class B, you've got Craig Marais following Heinz Bazet. Look at this, touching at probably 200 kilometers an hour. These guys are insane.
I can't believe it. Through Rifle Corner, these boys are touching. It's Craig Marais on the inside, Heinz Bazet on the outside.
Oh, Garrett Kwambi on the brakes. Unbelievable. And he makes it stick. He goes up the inside of Craig Marais. I don't believe it. This youngster is driving a superb race.
Look at these polos in front of him as well. It's a Class A polo that leads those fields. It's the Timyan car of Anton Kriel. And then it's 5 polos and 2 City Golfs. And Kieran Kwami's hanging onto this inside line. Problems for Dean Ball. Looks like he's damaged that front inside left wheel there, unfortunately, and he's going to pull onto the side of the field.
Let's have a look what happened here.
Now, this is the incident that's caused the problem for Dean Ball. You can see Quinton Thompson getting out of shape here. He just dings the inside there. Unfortunately, both of them going wide. And look at that, Bartram just takes the inside line. We're on board here and pushing hard with Stuart Mack, but unfortunately, that's going to be the end of the day for Quinton Thompson, and I think for Dean Ball as well. There's Thompson getting out the car. Marshall's on the scene, and you can see the paramedic arriving very, very quickly in that Mercedes-Benz. So they'll get to him as quickly as possible and sort out any problems that he may have. Back to the front of the field, though, Graham.
Absolutely. Ray Wilford still out in front. Eddie Rodriguez. Wayne Masters right there this time. Jürgen Pullerfoot, Andy Gossman, Derek Smallberger, Andre from Fleder. Heinz Bazet is going up the inside of Timyan car of Anton Kriel. He probably couldn't believe it. And here we go on board again with Barry Grunewald, who wants a piece of Valdi Mankis again for a change.
5 polos and 2 City Golfs, and they still haven't left each other, and they're still at it hammer and tongs as they come towards Potter's Pass now. We're on board with Barry Grunewald tucked in behind the Albatross Vitos Motors car there, Valdi Mikey's a little bit further back. Look at that, two abreast, and look at Kieran Kwame looking for a way up the inside. There's only grass there, Kieran. I don't know where you're going to find a line there, mate, but you can try.
Kieran's on a mission. He wants through. Anywhere will work for him right now. And look at this. Down towards Potter's Pass. Anton Kriel up the inside. Craig Marie and Barry Groenewald throws it away. Oh, wow. Onboard camera looking at the side of Valdi Mankies' car. Jeez, unbelievable stuff. Barry misses everybody having an incident all on his own. Thank goodness for that. Because that is at a really, really fast part of the racetrack.
And he could have ended up on the beach as well. That's not where you want to lose it. Here we go, replay on board with Valdi Mikey. You're going to see Barry Groenewald's car come into sight. And there it is. And there it goes.
Unreal.
Tight stuff there, Graham. I'm sure it's not the best place to go off.
I'm not sure who's got the funny smell in his car right now. I don't know if it's Barry Groenewald or Valdi Mankies, but there was some close moment there. Let's go back to the front of the field, and we've got Ray Wolford up in front. Eddie Rodriguez just sitting there. Ray makes a slight error on the brakes, but not enough for Eddie to do anything about it.
And he might be able to get into the toe now because he has lost the drive through Beacon Corner. Let's see if Eddie Rodriguez can get into the toe of this Fuchs Titan Polo. Behind them, it's the Jonas Way car there of Wayne Masters, then Jürgen Pilloffer, Andy Gossman, and then a little bit further back, it's Derek Smallberger who's tucked in there. Can you handle that? Smallberger up there with Class A cars.
He is mixing it flat out. I said to you earlier, Derek Smallberger was out to win, and he is going at it full stop. Hans Bazet is now in second place with those City Golfs breathing down his neck. But if you look a little bit further down the field, we've got another gaggle of cars where Valdi Mankies is coming back. Jake Jacobs is going to go around the outside of Chad Bartram. Let's have a look here on board with Valdi Mankies. He's using the slipstream effect on Stuart Mack, and he's going to go up the inside of him, try and slipstream behind Craig Gammy. Let's have a look going down into rifle range. Is Valdi going to stay in it, or is he going to let Gammy come through in front of him?
He came off the
Gammy
accelerator just
him
slightly there. That's given the advantage to Craig Gammy, unfortunately. He should have just stuck on it and pushed him through and forced Craig Gammy wide, but unfortunately he wasn't able to do that. He came off it, and problems. Look at this. Fingers being waved, Graham.
Yeah, the tempers are getting there. This is going to be exciting. Kieran Kwame's going, you're next. And he's going at him. Craig Marais and Hans Bazet right in front of him under incredible pressure. As you can see, the motor car jostling under the brakes this way, that way. Craig Marais is going to have a go at him. He is connected to Hans Bazet's bumper.
Oh, speaking of connections, that's
bang.
a big one. That's
There
a
it
big
is.
connection there.
Kieran goes, you tussle a little bit and I will go up the inside, thank you very much. Hans Bazet manages to just slam the door in Kieran's face and make him wait a little bit longer, but let's have a look up at Beacon Bend. Who is going to be the latest on the brakes? I'm sure Craig Marais is still out on the outside.
Craig Marais is on the outside. Here we can see it as we go out of the onboard shot back to live. And look at this. Absolutely phenomenal stuff here as they come through. Kieran Kwame tucks into the inside there and now climbs onto the back end of that Polo.
Back to the front. Eddie Rodriguez has got to the front. Let's have a look. Ray Wolford going into the S's. Eddie has made it stick. Maybe that slipstreaming from earlier on has paid dividends. Unbelievable stuff. I think this is the first time in a long time Eddie Rodriguez has led his class, let alone led the overall field. But Wayne Masters is sitting there going, come on guys, as soon as you make the error, I'm going to take that position. But there's no errors here at the moment. These guys are doing a superb job. Eddie Rodriguez just holding his line, going to break as late as he possibly can. Ray Wolford doing exactly the same. Wayne tucks in behind him. Some superb driving from these three men.
Wolford now going to look to do the same thing as what Rodriguez did to him. This is where you want to be with one lap to go, I suppose. Is just behind the man in front of you, because the slipstream is going to give you an opportunity to get past as you get onto the brakes for Kokobana. You're on board with Wayne Masters now, the Jonas Way car. They're pulling away from him slightly on the straight here.
Absolutely, that Golf 4, as you can see, looks like a slightly bigger motor car, which needs more of a hole in the air. And these tiny little cars in front of him aren't giving it to him, but Ray Wolford's car is running. It is the one with the hatchback. They are faster. Look at that. Ray having to come off the throttle. He's going to put Eddie under huge pressure at the bottom of the main straight.
Here comes some more pressure. This is the battle between Bozay, Craig Marais, and Kieran Kwame in the Arctic Giada one. Oh, and look at that! Absolutely sideways action from Bartram.
Throwing it away at Potter's Pass. You throw it away there, you got to have some big kahunas. I'm sorry to say. And hard on the brakes once again. Kieran Kwame at Kokobana. He is superb on the brakes here. He's going to try and slingshot up the inside of Craig Marais because he wants a piece of him at the S's. Hans Bazet just making that polo of his incredibly wide. I'm sure a little bit of national experience teaching these regional boys that the motor car is as wide as you make it, and he is just hogging the line a little bit. Craig Murray waiting, he has nowhere to go. Kieran Kwambi right on the back of him, trying to get the slingshot, trying to get the power down a little bit quicker than Craig Murray, and hopefully he can run up the inside of him.
I wonder where Hans Bazet learnt that blocking effect, Mr. Nathan.
I'm not sure. It could not have been from me.
No ways.
Hey, let's get back to the action. Kieran Kwambi is going to try at the last corner, I'm sure of that. Let's have a look. Craig Murray knows he's there. Craig knows that if Kieran sticks a nose out, he's going to block it. Craig is staying on the line though. Kieran goes up the inside. Let's have a look if he makes it stick this time. Really late, but I'm sure Craig decides that's it. I'm here first. And he's going to have a go at it. Straight to the line. Kieran Kwambi tucks in behind. Valdi Meintjes and Jake Jacobs having a go at it with a polo. This is for second and third, I believe. No, I lie, it's for third and fourth. And have a look. Valdi just gets it over Jake Jacobs.
As they come across the line now, flying down and in towards Potterscourt one more time. It's a really, really tight battle here between these two City Golfs, and it looks like Craig Murray's got ahead. Yes, indeed, he manages to go around the outside of Hans Bazet through Potters. That's not an easy thing to do.
Awesome stuff. And Ray Wolford going up the inside. Eddie Rodriguez. Eddie blocked the line. Eddie tried to hog the racetrack, but that is the dirtier side of the racetrack. Ray Wolford uses the slingshot, and let's watch from Wayne Masters' car as they go down into the S's. Will Ray's car be able to outrun Eddie Rodriguez's car? It doesn't look like it from here, but who's going to be the latest on the brakes? And it's Ray. Eddie has no option but to tuck in behind him. Wayne closes right up behind them as these two guys are battling. Some superb stuff from Wayne Masters. Eddie sticks it up the inside, bangs it into the side of Eddie Rodriguez's car, goes over the grass and loses out, unfortunately, Wayne. Well done. Maybe he just let him back because he knew that if he had passed him, he would have had to let him pass later on. That is how it works. If you cause the incident, you got to let him through.
Nice bit of driving there from Wayne Masters. Looks like he might have just missed a gear as well, which has cost him a little bit of time then. He's fallen back slightly. But look at this, Craig Murray still ahead of Bazet. Then we're on Kwambi. Then it's Valdi Meintjes. Meintjes has got, of course, Jake Jacobs right on his tail. So it's a five-way battle here, and it's not over yet as they head up towards Beacon Corner.
It so is not over yet. Look at this jostling for position. Jake Jacobs is just sitting there going, make the mistake. Hans Bazet throws it up the inside. Valdi Meintjes goes really tight and bumps Kieran Kwambi. Oh, perfect stuff. This is awesome stuff.
As they come across the line now to complete another lap, it's going to be tight stuff because there's only a couple of laps to go for these boys. And I tell you something, Kieran Kwambi is looking menacing. He looks like he's got a way to get past that polo. Valdi Meintjes unfortunately not close enough to get into the slipstream just yet. But Jake Jacobs is right there with him. And then we've got a gaggle of cars that is coming behind them.
This is awesome stuff. The polos are quicker than the Golfs. Have a look at Valdi Meintjes. I'm sure at the bottom of the straight he's going to be right there. Jake Jacobs losing out a bit. Have a look at this. There goes Valdi. And as I predicted, the car is quicker. Valdi's going to have to wait. Hans Bazet at rifle range goes the inside of Craig Murray. And so does Kieran Kwambi. Let's have a look on the brake. Heinz blocks the line. Oh, Valdi Meintjes on a downshift of note. Revs that engine right off the gauge. And down around the outside. Who's up the inside of him? I'm sure Jake Jacobs is going to go. If you make mistakes like that, I'm going to pass you. Craig Murray around the outside again. And let's go down to gate corner. Let's have a look-see here. Kieran Kwambi sitting there playing the patient game, going, come on, get on with it. Hans Bazet wants the inside. Kieran wants the inside. Craig Murray is going to try from the outside. Kieran does it. He sticks it up the inside. But now he's on the outside. Craig Murray forcing him wide. Valdi Meintjes, Jake Jacobs. Look at this action, people. Unbelievable stuff. Jake Jacobs going, come on, Valdi, make a move. Kieran Kwambi again up the out behind Craig Murray going, you are getting in my way. I want a little bit of that polo in the front. Move on. Let's see down to the line. It's going to be Ray Wolford, Eddie Rodriguez. And let's say, Wayne Masters has a problem, unfortunately.
Right on the final turn, can you believe that? That's going to allow the rest of the field to come streaming through, and a major problem here for the Jonas Way car. But look at this, it's a tight battle. We watched the entire race, and across the line, only just Hans Bazet ahead of Craig Murray, and it's the Yada RT car there of Kieran Kwambi. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. Ray Wolford taking the win ahead of Rodriguez, and the first of the Class Bs there is Craig Murray. First of Class B, Derek Smallberger in fifth. A little bit further down, we also saw some great battles between Barry Groenewald, Craig Gammy, and unfortunately Clayton LaRue out of the action this time in the second heat.
Derek, you just keep on winning there.
Well, everything came together in the second heat, and all our hard work paid off. And,
But it's coming together and at close quarters and going very fast.
yeah, this track is extremely fast. I mean, we fill a speedo plus an extra bit, and we pull 7,000 revs with a longer gearbox here. So it's an extremely fast circuit. It's fantastic to drive here.
But Polos for years have provided good racing, whatever formula they've been in.
Yeah, I think it's because all the cars are very similar, and it's not checkbook racing. It's basically driver and setup.
Craig Murray with his third double of the season.
You can't get racing much closer than that.
Yeah, Roger, that was unbelievable. I'm still rattling.
It's nice to see in that condition. I mean, you swapped and changed places basically throughout the race.
We did, yes. There was a couple of moments next to each other through Potter's rifle and nudging from the back for the slipstream. It was unbelievable.
So it was in doubt right to the end.
It was to the last meter. We were racing harder. I've never had such a race in my life.
Kellen, do you reckon you could have got him before the end?
Yes, it was very close. I'm not sure, but it was. I think I could. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Next time.
But where couldn't you pass him when he got in front?
Oof, I don't know. Many places. It was just all over the place. Jeez, crazy.
I can hear you blokes are still sparkling. Yeah, that's good entertainment, good racing.
Cool. Yeah, it was awesome.
Awesome racing as per usual. Ray Wolford now leads the championship ahead of the two Polo boys, Smallberger and Meinke's, with Craig Murray there in third place. The next round of the Goldwagen Volkswagen Challenge takes place at Swartkops, the arena of motorsport, and that's on the 30th of June. Once again, a big thanks to our sponsor, Goldwagen, for this awesome Volkswagen Challenge action.